It's the card of the week.
Oh, we are going into the card of the week. We're going to go into the card of the week, guys. This is the worst version, but there's history to this card. There's history to this card, and that's why we're going to talk about it today. But it is a Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor is a black sorcery. This was printed in alpha. So this card has been around. This is the OG Tutor, Demonic Tutor sorcery for 1 and a black. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. So, okay, as card game players, this is another one of those terms that gets thrown around all the time, Tutor. So Tutor, all that means is you search for a card. You're searching for a card and either putting it in your hand, deck, wherever. It's you're finding a certain card. So this card in particular, I said has history. It was the first Tutor printed for Magic. Okay. Yep. So Tutor effects primarily are found in black. Okay. Although they're better, I was reading somewhere where it said like they're typically better in blue, which I mean like they are. I mean typically because blue's got much more spells. Why do you say this?
I say this because black is, I believe, the only one that has pull any. Well, red has also pull any card, where most of blues are just instant sorceries.
What I'm saying is blue typically has better instant sorceries that you're finding.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, typically black is where you're going to be the one that says find any card.
Find any card.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much in all the other ones, your Tutor effects are going to be very specific for what you're looking for. Like blues are going to be like Jim said, find an instant or a sorcery. Yeah. White is like find an enchantment. Green is find a creature.
Or isn't it also auras? Or enchantment auras. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, because that's Enlightened Tutor, an artifact or enchantment.
Ah, okay.
Yep,
okay.
That's what that one is.
What is greens?
Creatures.
Typically
creatures.
That's right.
Yeah.
And reds is you find anything, but you might discard.
And then you discard. Right.
So you don't know.
Right. You don't know what you're
Hopefully
discarding.
you didn't top deck this gamble to go search for something.
Yeah, green is creatures or lands.
Yeah.
Green's creatures or lands.
What's wrong with Matt Kitty?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, right.
Go search for a land.
So okay, so Demonic Tutor, I think in the original artwork, pretty sure it was in alpha. Or I can't remember what.
Didn't it have the pentagram?
It did. They did have the pentagram. Yeah. Okay. And so that card, I gotta see. Here we go. There was if you are at all familiar, okay, or maybe you even remember, okay. Yeah, it was there in alpha. Right. So I'm pretty sure it was,
Oh, it's beautiful.
Alpha. So
beautiful.
The demon had a pentagram etched in his forehead. Okay. And so the circles that I grew up in, that was a big no-no. And there was a lot of hullabaloo brought up about that card because of the pentagram. The whole demonic witchcraft and all that stuff. And I mean,
they did a good job on the artwork. They hit it. They were spot on.
Yeah, right. But I mean, if you grew up in the 90s, like maybe you remember this because like it was a big deal. I mean, America, the West in the 90s was very different than it is in 2020, 2022, right? Yeah. I mean, in general, America was way more conservative in the 90s than it was now.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that being said, like there were things that were talked about on a national scene that are like back in the 90s that now are just like commonplace for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, whether you think that's right, wrong, indifferent, doesn't even matter, right? It's just a recognition of the past and then comparing it to today's day and age.
Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, like I remember when this was a big thing because like this made like national headlines from what I remember because again this was talked about in a lot of my circles. Okay, and so there were other cards in Magic that had the pentagram, and they were most typically they were found in the black cards. right? Because that was Black's color identity.
Question: were those circles fine with invoke prejudice?
But see that I don't remember. I don't remember. No. Right. But that's actually an interesting point though, because I don't remember that ever even being talked about.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I wasn't into Magic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like I was not into the Magic scene or what was going on in Wizards in the 90s.
Yeah. I didn't even know Magic was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Like I remember it was a thing. Like, I mean, I actively remember this.
Yeah.
Right. But like the whole invoke prejudice thing, I only knew about that card when it made headlines. Was that a year ago?
A few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
around
a
Rona
couple years
time.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around Rona time.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean.
I know.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Right. But in any case, going back to it, right, in the 90s, the whole pentagram thing, right, those were making a big splash. And then Wizards ultimately decided they changed up the artwork and removed pentagrams. Okay. Now there's definitely still artworks out there with the pentagrams on it. I think they just did that just to not save face, but just to keep the negative publicity, to make it subside essentially. So, that's a little history lesson if you're younger and you did not know that. But yeah, I remember that thing. It was very interesting.
For all of those who Magic the Gathering is older than, that's for you.
Yeah.
That's not for me. I'm older than Magic.
Yeah, same.
2 months, Dan.
Yeah. So, all right. So again, Demonic Tutor. That card is essentially where the term tutor comes from, is demonic tutor. There's been plenty of tutors, a lot of tutors since then.
Dan was going to pull out the vampiric tutor. And
The better one, the actively better one.
Oh, I'm going to get demonic. I'm like, but why?
Just the history.
Speed costs less, but get rid of 2 HP. Worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Yeah, vampiric tutor is definitely better. You should definitely run it. If you're running demonic, definitely run vampiric. But you can't go wrong with the history. Yeah. You can't go wrong with the history. I think historically speaking, demonic tutor is a more important card than vampiric tutor is.
Because it was the first.
Yeah, because exactly. So
I mean, could it have been possible that they just made a different tutor, just not called it demonic tutor?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's one of those what ifs, right? That's one of those what ifs that could.
If this card never
answered.
came out, we would never have tutors. I doubt we would never have tutors.
Well, did I say that? I don't think I said that.
No.
Okay,
no.
right.
I'm just more so throwing it out into it. It's like if demonic tutor never existed, we would never have tutors. No,
probably not. Yeah, no, that's definitely not a thing.
Yeah, no,
that is not a thing that's actively happening.
Yeah,
so.